Namaste friends, welcome back to YogaCandi. My name's Candace and today we have another flow for you with the FeetUp trainer. So just some safety tips. For those of you that haven't really used a safety trainer before, maybe you got it as a present from someone, or perhaps you're just trying it out for the first time, I'd recommend taking your trainer to a wall so that you've got the support, or perhaps even having a partner or a friend just behind you, just to make sure you get into your inversions safely and so that you don't fall backwards and hurt yourself. So be really, really mindful. The other thing is, when I'm showing you a move within the trainer, I would much rather that you guys stop, watch what I'm doing, and then join me straight afterwards. Rather than moving your neck around while you're in the trainer, it'd be much safer that you watch me first and perhaps even rewind and come back and join me when you know what you're going to do. So while in the trainer, make sure you're always looking straight ahead, not down at the ground, rather than, otherwise that's going to strain your neck. So those are just a couple of safety issues. But other than that, if you've practiced with your trainer a fair bit and you're really comfortable with going into inversions, then fantastic. You can just follow along with this flow. And just make sure you're safe and listening to your body. If anything doesn't feel right, ease out of it. Okay, so let's start off in a nice comfortable seat, any seat of your choice. We're just going to start off by tuning into the body before we even begin. So sit up nice and tall through the spine. Close your eyes, bring your shoulders up towards the ears and then roll them down the spine. Let's keep our inhales and our exhales nice and deep and long, in and out of our nostrils throughout today's class. Take some nice deep inhales and exhales here. For those of you that understand Ujjayi breath, this is the perfect time to engage that breath. If you don't understand it, just keep your breath nice and deep. From here, let's take some neck rolls, keeping your eyes closed. Just roll your neck from side to side, rolling just halfway from ear to shoulder. If you find any spots that feel really good, stay there and hold it just for a couple of deep breaths. And then bring your head back to the center. Let's inhale the hands above our head, look up as the palms touch. And then exhale, draw your hands to your heart center, bow your head. I thank you for showing up on the mat today. Let's begin, everybody. We're going to start off with a little gentle side twist. So take a nice deep inhale. And exhale, twist over towards the right side, taking this left hand over towards the right knee, looking back behind you. Just keep breathing here. And then inhale, the hands above the head, look up. Exhale, take the twist over towards the left side. So you're taking your right hand to your left knee, looking back behind you. And inhale, hands to the sky, look up. Exhale down. Let's take a side stretch, leaning over towards the left side, right hand up to the sky. You can either come all the way down to the forearm or stay up on your fingertips. Breathe into the side body, stretching that right arm up and over the ear, sending your chest up towards the sky. And take it over to the other side, stretching over towards the right, either just keeping the palm on the ground or going all the way down to the forearm, stretching the left arm up and over the ear, tilting the chest towards the sky. And come back to the center. Let's come onto all fours. Take a few cat-cows just to warm up the spine. So take your hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, suck up through the belly, keeping a nice strong core. On an inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, arch, suck the belly towards the spine. Take a few in your own time, dropping the belly on the inhale. Arching on the exhale. Take one more. Walk closer to your trainer and just place your hands onto the white part of the trainer all the way to the back, holding onto the back part of it. Allow your head to just fall between your shoulder blades. You can even come back if you want to get a little deeper, just allowing those shoulders to open up, allowing your head to fall down towards the ground. You can keep your bum elevated, or maybe your bum can come all the way to your heels. Enjoy some deep breaths here with this lovely shoulder opener. Suck in the lower belly, and on every exhale, lift up through the pelvic floor. From here, take your hands to the wooden part of the trainer. Hold on and send your hips back. It's almost as if we're in a downward facing dog, but we're holding onto the trainer. So just send the tailbone up towards the sky, suck in the lower belly, and allow your head and your chest to sink deeply down towards the ground. So you're really getting into these hamstrings, starting to warm them up. You can always walk your legs, just bending and straightening through the legs. Keep your feet hip distance apart. And let's breathe here, taking our time. Move your hands towards the corners of the trainer, so you're moving them a little closer to your body. And we're going to inhale, lifting this left leg up to the sky. Just hold it there. If you need to bend this right leg due to flexibility, then that's fine. You can always bend the standing leg. We're going to start to bounce through the left leg, keeping it lifted, bouncing, using the glute, sucking in the core. And then exhale, draw your knee to your chest, roll forward, holding onto your trainer as if you're in a plank, but you're holding onto the trainer. Inhale back, lift the leg to the sky. Hold it up and then start to bounce, keeping the hips squared with the mat so that both your hips are facing downwards. You're not opening up at this point. And then exhale, knee to chest, roll forward. Hold it. And inhale, lift it up to the sky. One more time. Keep it lifted, lift it as high as you possibly can. And start to bounce. And exhale, knee to chest, roll forward. Hold it nice and tightly towards your chest. And step down. Coming in for our pyramid pose. So your hips are facing forwards. You can stay here just with the hands placed on the highest part of the trainer, sending the tailbone up to the sky, sucking in the belly and feeling that beautiful hamstring stretch. If you want to go deeper, take your hands either side of the trainer, framing this front foot, just coming all the way down. Wherever you are, enjoy some nice deep breaths. From here, bring your hands back to the trainer. You can always step the leg back a little further if you would like to. We're coming in for high lunge. Inhaling the hands to the sky, look up. Keeping the legs nice and strong. The front leg a 90-degree angle to the ground. And then exhale, open up into warrior two. Back heel is opening out to a 45 or 90-degree angle to the back of the mat. Opening up through the hips. Look at these left fingertips, so you're looking straight ahead. Take a couple of deep breaths. And then straighten the front leg. We're going to turn the heel so the feet are facing forwards or slightly inwards. Take your hands to your hips and we're going to lean forward, coming in for a forward fold. Now you can just place your hands on the ground if you don't have the flexibility. You can bend the knees or you can just hang between the legs. Hang nice and heavy and remember to suck in that belly. Now take your hands back to your waist, wherever you are. And with the strength of the legs, let's inhale, lifting our body back up to standing. Take your time, opening the foot of this left leg outwards once again, coming down for our warrior two. Opening up the hips, opening up the arms, looking at the left fingertips. And then come back, taking the back heel off of the ground, back into a high lunge. Inhaling the hands to the sky, look up. And take your hands to your trainer. Now slowly jump the back leg to meet the front. And start to bend forward, taking your head between the trainer. For a forward fold, you can always hold on to each elbow and just hang heavy here. Bend your knees as much as needed. Suck in the lower belly. And release, come on up. Step back a little bit and let's take our knees down to the ground. Now we're going to take our first inversion within our trainer, so please watch me first if this is new to you. We're going to be taking our head into the trainer. You want to make sure that the padded part is resting on your shoulders. And then very slowly start to straighten the legs. Make sure you're comfortable enough, nothing's hurting. Bring your legs as close towards the trainer as you possibly can, slowly walking them until your hamstrings can't go any further. We're just going to hang out here just for a moment before we come into the inversion. Remember to look straight ahead, don't move your neck once you're in your trainer. Suck in the lower belly. Hold on to the wooden part of the trainer, and we're going to bend our left leg and just lift it up to the sky. Come up onto the right tippy toes of the right foot. Keep that leg elevated. Now you can just stay here, or you can ground the hands into the trainer and start to slowly lift these right toes off of the ground. And then maybe scissoring the legs together so that they come into a nice, strong, straight line. Feet stacked above the head. Hold it for a couple of deep breaths. And now scissor your legs open once again, taking this right foot down slowly, slowly, slowly down to the ground. And then bringing the left to meet the right. You can always rewind that and have another go. But if you feel you've done what you needed to, then slowly walk your feet back. Come down to the knees and release your neck from the trainer. Just sit back onto your heels, keeping the toes tucked. So a little bit of yoga for the feet. Roll the shoulders back and down. Take a moment here to tune back into the body, to allow the blood to come back into its natural flow. Close your eyes if you would like to. Just take a few deep breaths here. When you feel you're ready, we're going to repeat that sequence on the other side. So take your hands back to your trainer, and we're going to send our hips up and back for a bit of a different variation of downward facing dog. So send your hips back. Allow your head to fall between the arms. So you're holding on to the wooden part of the trainer, the highest point of the wooden part. You're sending your tailbone up to the sky. You're sucking in your belly. You're just allowing your head to hang heavy. And let's breathe here for a moment in our downward facing dog. Make sure you're comfortable enough. Feet are hip distance apart. Now ground this left leg really strongly into the ground, and we're going to inhale, lifting our right leg up to the sky, keeping the hips nice and squared. Just hold the right leg high as you can, and then start to bounce it. Bend the standing leg whenever you need to. And then exhale, drawing this right knee towards your chest and rolling forward as if you're in a plank. Push up through the shoulder blades, so you're not sinking into the shoulder blades. And then inhale, lift the leg back up to the sky. Hold it as high as you can. Take a nice deep breath here. Then start to bounce the leg. And exhale, knee to chest, roll forward. Lift the knee as high towards your chest as you can. And then inhale, send it back to downward facing dog. Lift the leg back into the sky. Take a nice deep inhale. And start to bounce once again. We're going to do that one more time. And exhale, knee to chest, rolling forward. Hold it. And then slowly step it down. We're sending it back for our pyramid pose once again. So make sure your hips are squared. Your toes are all facing forward. You can stay with your hands on the wooden part of the trainer if this is as far as you can go. Or start to come down, framing the front foot, bringing your hands wider than the trainer, and just sinking low down, getting deep into this hamstring stretch. If you need to bend the knee a little bit, that's okay. Just be wherever you are today. Close your eyes. You can always rest your head down, just allow your neck to hang heavy. And let's enjoy a couple of deep breaths here in our pyramid. Now inhale, look forward, bring your hands back to the wooden part of your trainer and start to bend through the front knee. We're coming in for a high lunge, so come up off of the back heel and we're going to inhale the hands to the sky, back in our high lunge. Everything is nice and strong and engaged. Now exhale, open up through the hips, hips are open. Back heel comes down to the ground, 45-degree angle or a 90-degree angle to the back of the mat. Leaning forward for warrior two, look at these right fingertips. Stay nice and strong. And let's take a moment. We're going to straighten the front leg, bringing the toes to face forwards. You can even have the toes facing ever so slightly inwards, hands to the hips, and we're going to lean forward, coming in for our forward fold, wide-legged forward fold. Hands down to the ground. You can stay here or you can hang heavy. Just hanging between the legs. If you need to bend your knees, feel free to bend them as much as needed. Allow your neck to be really heavy here. Enjoy a few more deep breaths. And inhale, come, look forward, bring your hands to your hips and using the power of your legs, let's come on up back to standing. Take a moment. We're going to add in a pose, so we're going to heel toe our feet a little closer together, but they're still wider than hips. We're coming down for goddess pose. So your heels should be underneath the knees and your knees should be in line with each other. Push your hips forward and just take a moment to take your hands to your heart center. Bounce here in your goddess. Just a few times. and then come back to standing. Turn these front toes to face outwards, coming back down into our warrior two, opening up the hips, opening up the arms, looking at the right fingertips. Lean forwards and nice and strong into the front leg. Now meet me in high lunge, taking that back heel off of the ground, inhaling the hands to the sky, look up. And straighten the front leg, bringing your hands back down to the wooden part of the trainer. Let's step the back foot to meet the front. And once again, let's take a forward fold. Exhale, forward fold. Allow your head to hang heavy between the trainer, holding onto each elbow, just hanging really heavy here. And inhale, come on up. We're coming back into our inversion. So let's slowly take our knees down to the ground. Remember to watch me first and then rewind to come back to the pose if you don't know what you're doing. So head between into the trainer, elbows and everything on the padded part of the trainer. Hold on to the wooden part. And let's send our hips up to the sky, walking our feet as close towards the trainer as you possibly can. Take a moment here for these hamstrings to open up. And you're even welcome to just stay here if this is enough for you. You don't have to go into the full inversion just yet. Now we're going to lift this right leg to the sky as high as you possibly can get it. And just hold it. Just hold it there for a moment. If this is enough, this is where you're going to stay. You don't need to go any further. If you want to, you're going to come onto the tippy toes of the left foot. You're going to ground your hands firmly into the wooden part of the trainer. And you're going to maybe pop that leg off of the ground, this left leg. Suck in your belly and then maybe draw your legs together. Coming in for a nice straight line. Looking straight ahead, not moving the neck. Hold it for 2 breaths. Now scissor the legs open once again. We're going to slowly take this left leg all the way down to the ground, keeping the right lifted. And then slowly bring the right to meet the left. Exhale out the mouth, just release. And then slowly bring your knees down to the ground. Let's all come in for a child's pose. So just make your way a little bit away from your trainer. Open the knees as wide as your mat or a little wider. And we're going to come down, bringing the forehead down to the ground. If your bum is raised and not resting comfortably onto the heels, you can always place a cushion between your bum and your heels. Extend your arms out long and just rest here in our wide-legged child's pose. And release, come back up into a seat. Bring the heels, the knees together. Sit up tall through the spine, close your eyes. Take a moment here in your kneeling position just to tune back in. Now we've been doing quite a lot of forward folding, so we're going to counteract it with a lovely little gentle back bend. We're coming into bridge pose. For those of you that are good at wheel or have wheel in your practice, then you're more than welcome to take a wheel instead of a bridge. So your feet should be hip distance apart, your heels really close to your bum, so close that you can actually touch them with your fingertips. Tuck your shoulder blades nice and tightly together behind you. Hands on the ground alongside the body. Let's inhale, lift the hips up to the sky. Once your hips are lifted, you can always interlace the fingers behind the back, pushing the arms into the ground, keeping the knees in line with the hips, sending the tailbone to the sky. Just breathe here, opening up through the shoulders, the chest, taking a lovely back bend. Take one more deep breath. And then slowly release the hands and vertebrae by vertebrae, roll your spine all the way down to the ground. Hug your knees in towards your chest and then open them out wide, hugging them towards your armpits. You can stay here or take a happy baby, lifting the feet to the sky, grabbing the outer edges of the feet, or you can grab the shins. Just opening up through these hips, drawing these knees down towards the ground. Keep your tailbone as flat against the ground as possible, while your lower back should be flat. And then release the feet. We're going to come in for a final resting pose, but instead of taking a traditional Shavasana, we're going to use our FeetUp trainer, so you can pull it a little closer to you. Then we're going to pop our legs on top of our trainer and then come all the way down into a nice flat spine. You can move closer to the trainer so your legs are at a 90-degree angle to the ground. They may be a little bit more if you're shorter like me. It's just lovely to have the legs elevated for a moment. Take your hands a couple of inches away from the body. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath the spine. Your palms should be facing up to the sky. Allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm. And allow your fingertips to have a natural curve. Just relax here. Give in to gravity. And feel the weight of your body against the ground. Enjoy this moment of silence. And I'll be with you in just 1 minute. For those of you that are enjoying this moment and want to stay here, feel free to do so. If you would like to end your practice with me, you'll start to move your feet towards the edges of the trainer and just push the trainer away from you. Rest your feet down onto the ground. Roll over onto one side of the body. Take a moment here, just take a breather. And on your next inhale, push yourself up into a comfortable seat. Keep your eyes closed just for a moment, taking any seat of your choice, sitting up tall through the spine. Keeping the eyes closed, breathing naturally. Take 3 deep breaths here just to start to wake up the body. From here, inhale the hands to the sky. Don't open the eyes, but imagine you're looking at them, touching each other as they reach up to the sky. Exhale them to your heart center. Bow your head. Thank yourself for showing up on the mat today. Namaste. You can open your eyes. I hope you guys have enjoyed this feet up flow today. If you have, please do leave me a comment, let me know how you got on, and also just let me know how are you getting on with your trainer. Are you managing to find the confidence to lift both your legs? If you're not just yet, feel free to ask me any questions about building core strength or anything that it is that you need to be able to build that confidence so that you feel comfortable holding your legs above the head. It is a nerve-wracking thing, so don't worry if you're not there yet. And guys, I would love to hear from you. I'd also love to see how you're getting on with your trainers. So feel free to use #YogaCandi on Instagram or even on Facebook so I can find you, encourage you and cheer you on. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook, and also sign up for my weekly newsletter. That would be lovely if you did, and then we can keep in touch even more. All my links are down below in the description, so you can find me really easily. But until next time everyone, have a wonderful day. I hope you've enjoyed the flow. Until next time, namaste.